selection was a lightweight, sleeveless pink sweater trimmed with shiny gray ribbon. With money tight and her own clothes threadbare, Nicole found herself in the embarrassing situation of envying a dog's wardrobe. Lulu gave her a quick puppy kiss on the chin. Nicole held on to the warm dog for a few seconds more. Her relationship with Lulu was the least emotionally charged moment in her day thus far, and she was determined to enjoy it. Pam, a pretty brunette with an easy smile, wore a loose, short-sleeved dress over her leggings and workout tank. Unlike the other clients who came in for the noon class, Pam didn't walk over from an office. Nicole knew the other woman had held a job at her husband's company years ago. She understood how a small business worked and often gave Nicole sound advice. Aside from that, Pam seemed to have her days to herself. Right now, that sounded like a dream come true. "Who's coming today?" Pam asked, as she pulled the blanket out of the tote and folded it before setting it in a corner of the room. Lulu obligingly curled up, with her long legs tucked gracefully under her body. Nicole knew the dog wouldn't budge until class was over. She supposed the sweet temperament and excellent manners made up for Lulu's odd and faintly sci-fi appearance. "Just you and Shannon," Nicole said, clicking on her computer's scheduling program to confirm. She was actually relieved to have a smaller class. Lately, she was so damned tired all the time. Pam and Shannon could have run the workout themselves, so there wouldn't be pressure to stay on top of every move. Even better, all 3 dropouts had come in early that morning. The studio had a strict 24-hour cancellation policy, which meant she was going to be paid for 5 students regardless. She accepted her momentary pleasure, even though the thought made her a bad person, and vowed she would work on her character just as soon as she figured out how to fix what was going on with her marriage, and got more than 4 hours of sleep on any given night. Pam had slipped off her sandals in preparation for class, but instead of putting on her Pilates socks, she turned to Nicole and grinned. "Want to go to lunch?" Pam's smile was infectious. Her hazel green eyes crinkled at the corners, and her mouth curved up. "Come on," Pam teased. "You know you want to." "Want to what?" Shannon Rigg asked, as she walked into the studio. "I've had a horrible morning dealing with a misogynistic idiot from the bank who insisted on continually asking to speak to my supervisor. When I explained I was the CFO of the company, I think he had a seizure." She paused, her blue eyes dancing with amusement. I offered to send him a scanned copy of my business card, but he declined. Then I told him that if he didn't get his act together, I would be moving the company's $400 million account to another bank. She paused for dramatic effect. I think I made him cry. Pam held out her arm, hand raised for a high five. "You both constantly impress me. Nicole juggles her husband, her 5-year-old son, and her growing business. You're busy frightening men who really should know better. I, on the other hand, will pick out my dog's wardrobe for tomorrow and make biscuits from scratch. It's sad." "I don't even know what you put in the bowl to make a biscuit," Shannon admitted, as she gave her friend a high five, then turned to Nicole. "Do you?" "Flour, water, something else." Shannon laughed. "Yeah, that's where I would get lost, too. It's the something else that always gets you." Nicole thought about how Pam had described her. Juggling sounded so perky and positive. Unfortunately, most days she found herself cleaning up what had fallen and shattered, rather than keeping her plates spinning in the air. Okay, that was a confused and slightly depressing analogy. She really needed to think more positively, and maybe learn how to make biscuits. Shannon had on a tailored sleeveless dress and 3-inch pumps. Her legs were bare and tanned, her hair a glorious tumbling mass of auburn waves that fell past her shoulders. She wore expensive watches and elegant jewelry. She drove a BMW convertible. If Nicole could pick, she would want Pam for her mother and to be Shannon when she grew up. Only at 30, Nicole had a feeling she was about as grown up as she was going to get. "Wait," Pam said as Shannon headed for the small dressing room next to the restroom. "I thought we'd go to lunch instead of working out." Shannon already had her exercise clothes out of her gym bag. She turned back to Pam. "Not exercise?" "Sure. We're the only 2 today. It's Friday, my friend. Live a little. Have a glass of wine. Mock your